What's up, everybody? This is take two. So if you appreciate the extra effort, throw me a thumbs up, would you? The market, up or down, was down today. Remember, you can't judge it by the color of the candle. It's a green candle, but it closed underneath the close of the previous day. You can notice it's red here, but up here it's green, but it has a minus symbol. So the minus tells you it was down. So as we check out the brokerage account, we sold a lot of stock, and it took so long for the computer to load up after my first attempt that I actually sold more stock. So some of the stuff I already put in the spreadsheet, we'll check that out, and we'll finish up and put the rest in there too. So we have Thor and PPG as well that we need to add. But the other ones here on the 24th as a date, you can see we sold Gentech, TRTX, Leg, and Jeff. In fact, we had a couple of these. Oh, these are big boys. But remember, the stock market does not have to go up for you to make money. Okay? And just internalize that. And also notice that selling all this stock on a market down day. So when you're doing your compound interest calculators, trying to figure out how much money do I need to retire and all those things, just remember that it's time times amount times yield. So if you can increase your yield, which I have figured out how to do for me, you need less time and less money. Here for Thor, we have, I'm just looking at the mobile here, 249.84. I really don't like the platform, to be honest. It's not my jam. But it works, and we're creating a lot of passive income with it. But this really changes the whole story of the video. So now we're up to $74.76. And that almost takes us up to a 3% return on the month for 26. Let's see, what is 26 times 3? 78. So we're almost at 3% for the month, and the market is getting hot. You can see here's March, started up here. Right. And remember, if you watch the How to Hack the PDT video at midnight, if you're an OG, which I think I have exactly 0 people that watch it, that's on you, not me. I did it. But I did say that we were expecting the market to close down today. That is normal market behavior. It's important to know what the normal behavior is so that when you get price movement that is different than what it should be, it can give you clues as far as if you actively trade the markets. Of course, for our trading plan, it doesn't mean nothing. But you can see here we sold a lot of stock. We're almost 50% in cash as the market is this far down. And so as it continues to go down or go sideways or recover, either way, we're going to make a lot more money than the average stock market. So just remember that people that tell you that you cannot beat the stock market should not be trusted with your financial headspace, right? Because it's really not that difficult. But you can't do it without a plan. So create your own trading plan and have the courage, conviction, and discipline to stick to it. All right, rant done. Let's finish this trading plan. Let's see here. All these should be zeros that don't have an order, and they are. They all got wiped out. So it's a good thing we have a market update so we can get our orders in and kind of clean house. So now we're going to use the exact same dollars that we had used a day or two ago to buy stock. We're going to do it all over again. Rinse, repeat. So the trading plan, market up or down, the market was down. So all this activity, we're taking advantage of the market volatility. But we want to buy our stocks we already own from smallest to largest. So I have NOG and American Eagle. Let's check it out. And as you can see here, there's not that many on the screener. That should show you this is not a deep correction. Things are starting to turn more bullish in the overall markets. NOG, not on here. American Eagle, still here. So we just want to double check and make sure that the financials and everything look all right. This is not an in-depth analysis by any means, but it has proven to be just enough for me to keep it moving, keep it pushing, and keep the money compounding. So you see here we have dividends, PEs are under 15, and debt is high, but it's under 4, so 1632. And this thing is getting totally destroyed. You can see just how far it's fallen, but that does not deter me from buying more, and because the financials are still solid. But what a company, what do you think it quote unquote is worth, does not matter at all. The market is irrational, and that's how I'm able to make so much money. Remember, I'm trying to keep position sizing to 1% of the total account, so I'm only going to take one share. I don't do any partial shares on this account because part of my edge is using a limit sell order. And hopefully this thing doesn't crash out. If it does, I'm just done, and this is what's going to be. You'll have to look at the other videos to figure out what exactly I'm going to do, because my plan does not change. Okay? I don't change the plan. That's a different stock up there. It's like, man, $7. We're a little bullish after close, but we'll still put the orders in on the closing print. That is the same number for me as it is for you. Always good till cancel with extended hours. Always a limit order. So next is ABM and KBH. And this will be a nice quick video, and you'll see it only takes a few seconds, even with my rambling at the beginning. And then when we have an up day, there's not a whole lot to do. And we'll get back in cash again, and the cycle will repeat itself. That's why I don't count too heavily unrealized gains or losses, because a lot of times this account is in cash. ABM. Nice PEs. We got dividends. Debt's under 4, 38 flat. Nice and easy, right? See how easy this is? We've already bought this before. And you can see, look, it's going up. The stock is going up. That does not deter me from buying it again. You're like, well, I'm not buying it. It's going up. Well, now we're doing what's called building a position. You don't have to only buy losers. You know what I mean? The sell order didn't hit, so it didn't hit our target, and it still fits the plan. So we're going to get in here. And it's very close to selling, but we'll take another share. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Always a limit order. Good till cancel. Extended hours. And again, this FinViz site, the screener site, it is on a 15-minute delay, so make sure you're waiting the 15 minutes. There's the 38 fill. Very nice. Obviously can't put the sell order in until after midnight, but maybe if I'm away. KBH and then FBIN. We've immediately put money right back to work. No KBH. JK, no. There's FBIN. These are in alphabetical order. That'll help you out as well. You can see PEs, if you add these up and divide by 2, you are under 15. Or if you add them up and they're under 30 for a little quick hack. Got dividends, high debt, but it's under 4, 39.56. And this thing is getting destroyed as well. 39.56. And this is why you must have correct position sizing. If you don't, it's impossible to make money. And remember that one of the cool things about the stock market is it really doesn't matter how much money you have or how many shares you can buy and things like that, because everybody runs out of money. If you do look at it from a percentage of your total capital, everybody will run out of money. So I just want to, prolong that effect a little bit to give me the best safety and security in a prolonged down move. But the beauty of it is, as you can see with the illustration today, is that the market was down today, and we pretty much went totally into cash, and we're going on the offense. We're not on defense. We're on offense, baby. APAM, Lynn. Remember, there's several reasons why stocks that we own maybe aren't on the screener anymore, and I don't buy them because usually they either went up or there's a problem with the financials, something like that. When companies post earnings, these numbers change. So it's part of a safety mechanism. So I just go ahead and APAM is not on here. LEN not on here. I didn't know those wouldn't be on here, but just a talking point. H&R Block and, of course, good old Whirlpool. HRB, no. There's not many on the second page. We got a Whirly? We do. Hit them with the Whirly. Nice PEs, awesome dividend, very high debt, but it's under 4, 53.84. Been a while since we bought this one. I think we were kind of out of money for a little while, right? Which is another safety mechanism. Going into debt margin is the reason I took this particular account off of margin. I don't want to confuse people. I had a little instance with some of the newer people, man. It really stresses me out. Everybody, I understand, has a different risk tolerance. But when you're learning, those initial mistakes, if they are with a small amount of money, you can recover very fast. If they are with a large amount of money, it can take some time, and it really impedes not only your learning progress, but also your confidence, conviction in the system, and also your outlook on investing in general. So you can see here we have $1,100 left. So what's the next step of the trading plan? We've successfully went through all of the stocks that we own, which is not very many anymore because we sold a bunch, baby. Now we're looking for stocks in my universe. So none of these are on my universe. Let's check the first page. Disney kind of makes it sometimes. Disney's in there. It's a weird stock, but P's are nice. Dividend is always low, but it has a very high dividend growth rate. CAGR, if you don't know what that is, look it up. Almost no debt at all. Disney, 96.39. It's like we need to go through this again. We'll just put it in here. I don't get into the politics stuff or anything like that with Disney, but it's a strong brand. We can agree. I don't think it's even in. I don't even think it's in my investing account. I'm not a huge fan. It's not a bad stock for to put in your children's account, though, just because the growth rate is through the roof. May not think of it as a growth stock, but their brands are everywhere. People love brands, so we'll prioritize it here. Limit order, good till cancel, extended hours. Likely we will have enough money to buy whatever we want, but if it's going to be one of those days where you run out of money, you want to prioritize higher quality stocks, right? And be careful, because just because it's a name you may recognize doesn't mean it's a higher quality business. I've done at least some minor research on this one. It's in my universe. It's on my list. It's something I've looked at least for the purposes of how I pick my universe video. And long-term dividend growth prospects along with earnings and things like that. Very simple, very quick analysis, nothing crazy, but enough to where I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? It's going to be fine. Cormac is in my universe. It's a fantastic business. You can see here the PEs are too high. So when you have companies that are down this much and the PEs are still high, that tells you it's higher quality, most likely, if people are willing to pay up. You got Procter and Gamble. Otis is a good one too. They make the elevators and stuff. PEs are too high. And you say, well, Procter Gamble, it's never going to be a 15 PE. That's incorrect. And that's pretty much it. We can do Otis as well. They are. PEs are too high. And so those are the, in my opinion, the highest quality businesses on the list. Now we're just going to go top to bottom and slug it out. PEs are too high here on Broadridge. Dollar General was one that I was very interested in, but I was really too late, so I decided no. They just built a lot of stores, and that's part of a business cycle. Starbucks, you'll see, went through a similar thing like that, right? And 31, 2, nope, just barely too high. So it continues to fall. We'll look at Dollar General again, but I think they face some challenges, even though it's a great brand, and obviously people shop there. REITs, so we're looking for debt. There's your debt right there. Yeah, there are a few REITs that still fit. It's kind of rare. It's just the nature of the business. It doesn't mean they're irresponsible, but it's outside of my risk tolerance. PEs are over 15 here. Okay, we had FBN, Four Corners, REIT, real estate. Why is there real estate on the screen? Because they're going to raise interest rates. See the PEs? So interest rates affect real estate a lot, right? All right. This debt is very high, but it is within my limits. We have a dividend, and the PEs, if you add them up, divide by 2, it's in range. 1977 for Gen. That'd be a pretty good video here. If you're still here, hit the like button, would you? Make sure to subscribe and share this video with anybody who asks you for money. Tell them to go get their own. There's old Disney. That was the correct price that we put in, so no need to double check that. Short-term memory can handle that one. Remember, just one share, because if we bought two, it would be over 1% of the total account. I don't want to do that. It's part of my, risk management. And that is what all the successful traders control, is risk. They're not worried about making the most, not all of them. Some of them are pretty risky from what I've studied. But controlling risk is the whole game. You blow your account up, you cannot make money. There is no more money to make. All right, so we're pretty much through the list. I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can, turn into a little bit longer video than what I want. We had Houlihan, which we haven't been able to buy. We've looked at it before. PEs are high. Maybe we run into that a lot and we just keep it moving. Lazard. Do we not have that one anymore? We sold it yesterday. So we sold it yesterday, and guess who's back? Back again. Here we go. We've got this. We've got the dividends. We've got the debt. Everything's good. Lazard, 39.45. They say you can shear a sheep many times, so you should shear the damn thing many times. There's no reason to only do it once. Limit order, good till cancel with the extended hours. Okay, we'll keep it moving. And you can see it is still trending down, but we made profits. Now we're getting right back in. Thank you, sir. May I have another? We've got PennyMac, which I believe was a debt thing. Yep, there's the debt. Again, that's on you. You've got to make your own decisions anyway. This is not financial advice. We've got nice stuff here. Nice PEs, dividends, low debt. Reynolds, 2102. See a little Reynolds wrap. I think it's Ray N. Ray N. Yeah. And see, we still have plenty of money. It's the beauty of the account getting big. That's why I stopped a deposit so that you can see apples to apples, right? Like your returns will calculate in your deposit as if your account went up as a gain, but it wasn't. You just added money, right? So a lot of people think their accounts are doing pretty good, and they're garbage. I mean, they just are, and they want to keep you confused. You know, they want you to think you're making good money, but also you need to add more money. You know, it's never a time you ever check your 401k and it says, "Well, how's your retirement health?" They will always tell you to add more money. Always. Here we go. We have no issues here. Everything's good. SIGI 7458. And I believe this is one that we sold the other day as well. We're back on the attack. Maybe I'm out of whack here. Sounds familiar. Remember, I'm not saving any money, right? So that I have more money to buy the stuff we already own tomorrow. No, I'm not doing that. That is stupid. Okay, so now we have unsettled funds, but we're not going to sell it right away anyway. So we're all good. Yeah, if you're going to be a scaredy cat, you should probably find somebody licensed. I am not licensed. And you will screw up. Scared money never wins. That is a real thing. Used to be a poker pro. That's very real. Here we go. We have SLGN. Everything looks good here. 38.96. Pretty sure we did this one too. I'm not going to scroll up and waste more time, but rinsing, repeating. And the longer you do this, you'll see similar names over and over and over again. And even though you may think, oh, we just bought that yesterday, still check the numbers, make sure everything's cool, because businesses are fluid, right? They change from day to day as business conditions change. You know, as interest rates change, especially how they refinance their debt and things like that, can really change the way at least I value stocks. 874. Still got plenty of money. Doubtful we go all in today. So hopefully we'll get a few more filled on the buy side. Get in here after midnight. and do the sell side and hack the PDT and get essentially a day trade. 30.5. This one is barely over on the PE, so nope. So they can either earn more money or the stock continue to come down, and I'm interested in buying. But at current price, no. No dividend TTM. See how there's nothing here? That is the trailing 12 months, and you see no D up here. So it looks like they're fixing to start a dividend, but they did not pay one last time. We did Whirlpool already. Let's check out some Berkeley here. We've got a dividend very low, low debt. PEs are in range. WRB 6503. All right, we'll do a little big picture here and call it. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't got to me yet, throw me a like, would you? Appreciate that. I was supposed to stop doing these videos, but then I started getting more interest again. So hopefully it's helpful to you. If it is, let me know down below in the comments. Let's check out our monitor here. And after midnight, all these zero companies will go away. But you can see here we have an ABM we can put a sell order in for at Disney. And that's it so far. But it's starting to look a lot like Christmas. We got the red green going. There's movement. The market is alive. I feel young and happy and healthy. And I hope you do too. And I hope you are killing the markets. If you look at the overall stock market and what it's really doing on the underneath side, you can see just how powerful that the strategy is. We're at this weird support level here, so always look to your left, right? Don't run out into traffic. Look to the left. You can see how it stopped here before. It does not mean it won't go lower, but it's good to be aware of it. And again, get on the compound interest calculator. Figure out what's your retirement number. How much do you need to retire? And also figure in that there are no taxes the way I do it. I'm not a tax guy. This is not tax advice, but I just did my taxes today. And eventually we'll get some spinoffs in this account, but my main account has a lot of spinoffs and I don't pay any taxes legally. But I do pay a lot of taxes from having a job, right? The job is the drag. So that's what we have. And you can see, even if we have a lost decade, or I always think worst case scenarios, right? If I figure if I'm planning for the worst case scenarios, when things go well, I don't have to worry about that. That kind of takes care of itself. But you can see since October, September, the stock market has done nothing since October, September. So we look at what we've done since September. I gotta get the dates out of there. Yeah, we're up 15% roughly. So with a simple strategy, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is making crazy returns. And even a lot of the mentors I've had or whatever, I've surpassed their gains. And it's a lot of fine tuning that happened on my account when I set up my training plan. And you will have to go through your own journey setting yours up. But this works for me in a lot of different conditions. So in a lost decade or a couple of down years, I'm not worried. We're going to build wealth. And never forget, too, while the market has done nothing since September, we've also collected all these dividends. I know these numbers look small, but if you think of it as a percentage basis, that's up over another 1% of the total account. So we're compounding. We're building wealth from a small account, as my goal was to show you folks. So if you're new and this is more than what you're starting out with, go watch the old videos. Since video one, there was nothing in here. $10 a week built all this. And I look forward to the investment numbers growing exponentially. They'll start to be real numbers. You can see here the trading numbers have grown quite a bit. We're getting some 3-figure months and things like that. Whereas when we started, there was just nothing there, right? And it's only a few years. So it can be done. Believe in yourself, but have a plan. Hold yourself accountable. Write down your trading plan. If you're going to ask me questions in person, show me your trading plan. You should have it written down. And don't halfway do it, because the rewards are fantastic. And be leaving the workforce again soon with the charity started and intact. And I can't wait. So if you want to see part of that journey, let me know. But that's all I have for today. So thank you for watching. Again, don't blindly follow me, but learn about money and things like that. Holy cow, we hit our goal. So next video, we will finish up the investing account. Wow, made a lot of money today, percentage wise. And we're just totally killing it. Feels great to share it. And I knew it worked because I did it in my main account before I started this little venture here. But hopefully it can help you, figure your stuff out. So that's all I have. I'm done rambling. Have a great evening, and we'll see who's real later.